Did I actually have a theory that might be accurate?
Damn!
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing episodes 5 and 6 of Wanda-Vision. I am going to be discussing spoilers, so if you haven't caught up with this series, please watch the episodes and then come back later. So diving straight into it, episode 5, this was a massive improvement in my book. I have been quite harsh on the show in the past, mostly because it is Marvel and I expect the higher echelon of writing and creativity from these guys. And for me, the previous episodes have all been just a little bit slow, a little bit pedestrian, not that climactic at any point really. But I must admit, with each episode, it is gradually building to something. It is definitely trying to put the foundation in before just throwing something at you. I think the big thing to discuss really is the arrival of Pietro, Wanda's brother, who we all believe to be dead, and well, he is dead, and not only that, but he's been recast, which was hugely interesting. I did wonder if Aaron Taylor-Johnson would make an appearance, and he did in brief moment at the start of recap, but he never appeared in the episode, and I'm wondering if maybe he will eventually. So Vision is starting to figure things out in the world, that things are not quite right, that Wanda's hiding things from him, maybe she's at the heart of all of this, that she's creating all of this. We do have it confirmed in the sense of the timeline that this is set after Endgame. I believe they said like 7 days or something like that, 9 days later, that Wanda came storming in to steal Vision's body. So we know that Wanda is at the heart of this, but she also denies parts of it, and we don't actually know that she seems genuine when she says that she isn't actually doing it. So maybe there is a big bad villain controlling things. There's certainly some side characters that are questionable. Players like Agnes, who seems to not even bat an eyelid to the magical powers going on around her, which is curious and interesting. You have a mailman who gives off a strange vibe. He's not really creepy, but he's just he just lays out these odd remarks that might hold more weight than you realise. It's quite clever writing to keep you guessing like this. I am quite glad with the turn that it took, because I was saying in my previous episode, if you haven't seen, please check it out, that I think that this could be about PTSD and grief, and it looks like they are going that path, and I'm really like that. I said I'd like it at the time. So if I'm going to be harsh on the show for doing things that I'm not too keen about, I have to sing the praises when they do things I do like. I'm going to give episode 5
a 10 out of 10.
I just thought it was brilliant. There wasn't anything I could find a problem with. I really liked the change of pace, the turn in the story. I liked that we were starting to see Wanda potentially as a villain, but not only a villain, but an understandable villain. You like her already, and then you actually also understand where she's coming from. You also understand that she's hurt, and she doesn't know necessarily if what she's doing is the right thing, but it just makes her feel better right now. And that's what she needs. So moving into episode 6, it continued where it left off a little bit. I really liked the Malcolm in the Middle introduction. Perhaps that's something for me that was missing in the previous episodes. I've always stated I'm not a big fan of sitcoms. Things like the Brady Bunch. I wasn't actually even alive when the Brady Bunch was on TV, so I'm just aware of it. I didn't watch it. I wasn't fond of it. But then as soon as Malcolm in the Middle arrived, I was smiling. I was sort of like, oh yeah, it's the thing. Funny, you know. That little primate moment in your brain where you just recognise something and you smile. You can't help it.
Me like it bouncy, me like it bouncy.
I did enjoy that. So maybe that is a big factor that plays in for other viewers that I've actually been missing until this moment. I thought something that was really interesting with episode 6 is that they quite subtly just gave you some small explanations about how things work. You sort of get the sense that Wanda can control sort of what's within earshot of her in general. If you're sort of outside that perimeter, you're going to be glitching and stuck and not actually doing anything. You're going to be like, it's a little bit like a non-playable character in a video game. If they're not within your earshot, they're not really going to generate or actually, be doing something because they're 500 miles out of your loading screen. I thought that was interesting, and it was a really simple explanation that you can just get your head around and you don't really question it. You're like, yeah, that does make sense. I kind of understand how that would work. It still leaves a few things open because obviously, is she controlling the wall, and is the wall where her powers, she can't go further than that, but she can't control things inside of the wall. But then at the end of the episode, she seems to expand the wall. So is she getting stronger? It's a little confusing in that sense, but it didn't bother me. I sort of just went along with it, and maybe they will explain it a bit better as it goes on. The Vision was the one to watch in this episode, that he's really digging deep now and investigating what's going on. He isn't going to get the answers out of his wife, so he's doing it himself. He's looking, and he actually makes it out to the other side of the wall and starts to completely disintegrate. And that's when Wanda pushes the boundaries to bring him back in and bring him back to life, because he can't survive outside of this dome. I'm going to give episode 6 an 8 out of 10. It was just a little bit convenient at times. I think of when Monica Rambeau is trying to get into the SHIELD tent to sort of exact revenge, and very conveniently no soldiers or guards are on duty and they can just get in there and access the files. It's a little bit convenient, but I still enjoyed the episode hugely, and the series in general is amping up quite a lot. I have to eat my words a little bit. I was very harsh on the show at the beginning. These last 3 episodes in particular really starting to deliver. Great job, Marvel. Great job, Disney. I don't know which one to thank, but either way, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching my review. If you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.